So I hope you enjoy this recipe. Let's say hi, Amy.
Hi everyone, I'm Amy and welcome to my kitchen again. Today I'm going to be making some broccoli and chickpea flour bread, and we're going to be making some guacamole and making some beautiful green sandwiches with it for your kids. Nice for adults too. So the bread, we're going to use some eggs today. The bread is made from broccoli, which is really just so amazing for you. Superfood. It is so good, high in protein, and just such an amazing food. And I know that sometimes it can be hard to get your kids to eat it, so this is a really nice way to get them to eat it. And then also, instead of using normal flour, I'm going to use chickpea flour. And chickpea flour is high in protein, and it's also just really nice gluten-free flour to use. It's also a lot cheaper. So this recipe actually comes from, I've adapted it from one of my favorite food bloggers called The Green Kitchen Stories, and they do it with almond flour. Of course, in South Africa, almond flour is extremely expensive, so that's why I've done it with chickpea flour as well. So it's a really nice way to do that. So if you've got a food processor, this will make this job super quick and easy. What you got to do is you got to really blend your broccoli to make it into a sort of a rice type texture. So I've already done mine. I don't have a food processor at the moment, so I did mine by hand. So that's why I just did mine already. So I've got about 2 cups of broccoli here, and I'm going to make a little well in the center. And then I'm going to take 2 eggs. We're on a farm here, and we've got some beautiful, really nice farm fresh eggs. You can tell by the orange of that beautiful yolk. So I'm just going to mix it into the center, just using a fork, and I'm going to blend it together a little bit. All right. Then I'm going to take my chickpea flour. I got mine from the Refillery. It's really great. Plastic-free shop. You can order online. So I'm using, this is a 1/4 cup. I'm going to use 1 cup of chickpea flour. All right. So chickpea flour, when you taste it, when it is raw, it can taste quite bitter, but once it's cooked, it actually loses some of that bitterness. So I'm going to mix this up. Should have had a bigger bowl. So you can get your kids to get involved here and use their little hands. Mine is currently playing, so I'm going to leave her. She's really happy. So you can see the beautiful yellow of those eggs coming through here. Chickpea flour can be a bit bitter when it's raw, but once it is cooked, it loses some of that bitterness. I'm not going to add any salt or anything in here, but you're more than welcome to. You can add salt and pepper, and you can also add in any herbs if you want. Some fresh herbs would be really lovely. Some nice dried herbs as well, some thyme or basil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a baking sheet. I've got my oven heated to 200 degrees and some wax paper. And then I'm going to spread my bread on here. So I've done half a batch here, and I've already actually baked the other half for you so that we are ready to go. So in the recipe, you'll see we're actually going to use 4 cups of broccoli rice once you've blended it, and 2 cups of the chickpea flour. So then it should fill your whole baking tray, but I'm just going to do it in sort of a half a tray here. So you want to make it nice and flat. You don't want to make it really thick. It's going to make it too stodgy. Remember, there's no rising agent. You're just making a really simple, beautiful, high protein, high fiber bread. And you can use any vegetables actually. It's really nice with the broccoli, but it's also really nice with beetroot or carrot grated into it. Whatever you really feel like your kids need to eat, this is a great way to do it. And also they love eating it because it's all different colors. So you can make a whole lunchbox full of all different colored ones. All right. So I'm going to pop this in the oven. It's going to be in for 15 minutes in my oven on 200 degrees, top and bottom. I have quite a small oven and it's quite hot. So if you need to cook it for any longer, then just put it in for a little bit longer in your oven and just check as you go. You want it to be a bread-like texture. So I've got some already made here. I've cut them into nice sandwich sizes. I'm going to make them on a nice board. So this is perfect for lunches, for a lunchbox, or just, for anything you want really. And I'm going to do it with some guacamole. So I often try and cook things with, sort of make things with hummus on it for the kids to get them some extra protein and to eat their beans. But today, because I've already got my chickpea flour in the bread, I don't feel like I need to get extra beans in. So I don't think that's enough. You can never have enough guacamole. So I'm going to do sort of a and a half here. So I've got some really nice, beautiful Hass avocados. I love the Hass ones because they're a bit creamier than the other ones. Which is my favorite. Right. So I've got some nice sea salt, a little bit of lemon. You can always just squeeze your lemon over your fingers to catch the seeds like that. It makes it nice and easy. All right. Got my avocado. How delicious does that look? You could have it just like that. A little guacamole for me. Alright, then I've got some really nice cucumbers. I really like these baby cucumbers. They're a bit more crispy, less watery than the big English cucumbers. They're my favorite. They're sometimes called baby mini cucumbers. Sometimes they're called Israeli cucumbers. Absolute favorite. Also great for dipping. Great for putting in your kiddies' lunch boxes. Great for snacks during the day for you. The best. All right. And then maybe a tomato. Another trick with your tomatoes, I like to buy my tomatoes and keep them out of the fridge until they get really beautiful and red. This isn't even as red as I would like it. And then I put them in the fridge. It's a really nice way of getting tomatoes to be sweet and delicious rather than sort of insipid and orange. Except if your tomatoes are meant to be orange, then keep them that way. It's such beautiful varieties. Right, a little bit of salt. I'm going to kind of make this one for River and this one for myself. I'm going to put some microgreens on mine. Sometimes River likes to eat her lettuce and sometimes she doesn't. So I'm going to just keep it off hers for this one because there's so many greens in here already. And there you go. Delicious. Should I eat it? I'm going to eat it.
Wow, Amy, that looks absolutely amazing. You make me hungry now. Thank you so much for that inspirational sandwich option. Wow, it's just so simple, but it takes some planning and, you know, just to think along those lines and not just go for the loaf of bread from the shop that is full of preservatives and so forth. That's not good for us. So this is the way to go. And then also you add those extra veggies in and the children won't even notice, and yourself. Looks yummy. Thank you so much for inspiring us, Amy, with your lovely, easy to do recipes and gonna make us all look like pros in the kitchen too. So I hope you enjoy that and that you keep being inspired to be creative with food and add those veggies in. Stay healthy and be ready for next week. We've got a beautiful topic coming again for all women's health stuff. And remember, if you want to be part of the show, or if you have certain questions relating pregnancy, birth, breastfeeding, parenting, anything that you would like to see addressed on the show, please send us a message because this is all for you. Have a beautiful rest of your day and we'll see you next time.